I don't remember this kid's name, but whoever he is the most hated character on The Walking Dead right now. He's just so irritating. For God's sakes, look at his hair. Just look at that hair. Okay, so despite my hatred for that kid's hair, let's go ahead and talk about the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead Season 6. For starters, I wanted to go ahead and get out of the way that I was really disappointed with the writers of The Walking Dead, mainly because I thought it was just this huge publicity stunt behind the whole, air quotes, death of Glenn. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally thought that if they were going to pull a stunt like that, they should have done it all in one episode. Like, instead of them doing it like where you have like a week, like you have a couple of weeks where you don't really know what happened to Glenn, they should have just done it all in one episode, as opposed to just doing this huge publicity stunt that is really just out there to get people to view the show, to watch the show. So I was a little bit frustrated with that, but the writers of The Walking Dead redeemed themselves with this week's episode, because it was a very good episode in my personal opinion. One of the things I was actually most impressed with was that the beginning of the show, when the whole tower falling thing, I think that was really cool, because you could tell that they actually made the tower fall. You know what I mean? Like, they actually set up the tower and they made it fall, and they just filmed it. You know, it wasn't CGI, it was no, computer effects at all. It was just all practical effects that they built everything and then they filmed it all in just one take. That was really cool. I was really happy with the fact that with all the CGI and stuff in movies and TV, that they just went ahead and decided to use practical effects to show, all these cool stunts and stuff like that. So I was really happy with that. Also, the score for this episode was really impressive. It really set the tone of the episode very well. While I was watching, I was like, wow, this is a really cool episode and all, but that score, that music, really, really awesome stuff. Okay, so a little bit more on the critical side of this week's episode. In all honesty, I was really disappointed with the length of this episode. Like, it just wasn't long enough. They were building up so much stuff and so much tension throughout the episode, and then the climax was like 2 minutes. And of course, the climax was great. I thought the climax was awesome. It was a little bit underwhelming at times, like when they got to the climax parts of this episode. But at the same time, it was still really good. Like I said, the score went really well when they were like coming out of the house covered in the zombie guts. For those of you who watch the episode, you know what I'm talking about. And, when they were going out, the score just mixed perfectly. It really set the tone for what they were doing, and I was just like, okay, this is sweet. But at the same time, I wanted more, and it wasn't one of those things where, like, the writers gave you, bits and pieces and they left you wanting more. I was just like, okay, this isn't enough. They weren't giving me enough. And that's when I kind of have a problem with the whole, ending on a cliffhanger type thing, is they don't give you enough, and I'm just like, okay, that's just disappointing. And me personally, I think it would have been a lot better if the episode was longer and they showed, who got out of Alexandria, and then maybe they encounter Negan or something, and then you're like, okay, here's a new character, and he's played by a great actor whose name face I would instantly recognize, and I would just be like, okay, I gotta know what's gonna happen next. Who is this guy? And then they went on to the rest of Season 6 and, stuff like that. So me personally, I was a little bit disappointed with the climax, even though I did think it was pretty good. A little bit disappointing, a little bit underwhelming. Alright guys, so that wraps up my review for Season 6 of The Walking Dead, the mid-season finale. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Anyway guys, have a wonderful day. Peace.